You've been lied to about secure attachment. Secure attachment is not about being in a perfect relationship or finding the one. You can feel secure even without being in a relationship, and you already have everything within you to build a secure and lasting love starting today, whether you are single or not. And this 10-minute video is going to show you how. When you shift into a securely attached mindset, you stop chasing unavailable partners, overanalyzing every interaction, or feeling like you need to fix yourself or your partner to make love work. Instead, you learn to experience confidence in your worth, whether you are single or partnered, emotional resilience in the face of rejection or uncertainty, and you experience deeper, more fulfilling connections in every aspect of life. So stick around, because in this video, we are going to break down the following: the biggest myths about secure attachment and 3 steps to cultivate secure attachment even when you're single. Just like my student Julia did. When Julia came to me, she had just ended a 22-year marriage and realized she kept attracting partners who needed rescuing. She believed that she had to find a secure partner to become secure herself. But through my courses, she learned how to set boundaries, step into her power, and feel secure from within. After 2 years of finding herself and living her best life as a joyful single woman, she met a wonderful partner and is now in a loving, stable relationship where she feels truly seen and valued. Here are a few words of encouragement from Julia.
And I was finding that I was drawing in men who, I thought maybe were trying to help me and protect me and rescue me, but really they were needing to be rescued. First and foremost, I finally understood why I was attracting partners. That was huge, just to understand the difference. And then to notice, oh, here's the theme with the partners I attract. Then I have a place to start looking at boundaries. I didn't even know what my boundaries were. And to have that reframe and a new way to think about a situation, you could just feel the energy shift, and that gives you that momentum to keep going. Yes, I would absolutely recommend it. I mean, honestly, I will admit to being a course junkie. This one, I feel like, brings together all of the things. I mean, it is robust information. It is phenomenal. It is rich. Just dive in and be ready to be all in and give it your all. So it will be worth it.
My name is Brianna McWilliam, and I am a board-certified creative arts therapist, author, educator, and attachment coach. With over 20 years of experience, I've helped more than 6,000 clients and students cultivate secure, loving relationships through a psycho-spiritual approach to inner child healing and improved communication, using transformative art therapy and energy healing techniques. Today, we're going to take a closer look at how you can cultivate secure attachment in relationships, even when you're single. So let's dive in. So first, we need to address one of the biggest misconceptions that keeps people stuck in unhealthy patterns: the belief that you need a secure partner in order to feel secure in love. And it's a common idea, one that seems to make sense on the surface. After all, shouldn't the key to feeling more secure be to find a partner to provide that security? But secure attachment is not about the relationship you are in. It's about how you relate to yourself, your emotions, and the world around you. Many people believe that they'll finally feel safe and worthy of love once they meet the right person. But the research shows that attachment styles are internal patterns that develop in childhood and continue to play out in all of our relationships, not only romantic ones. In fact, studies suggest that people with insecure attachment are more likely to unconsciously choose relationships that reinforce their existing wounds rather than heal them. So if you don't work on cultivating secure attachment within yourself, even a secure partner won't fix the patterns that keep you feeling anxious, avoidant, or disconnected. The most a secure partner can do is show up in the most loving and supportive way possible. But we have to learn to let love in. So if secure attachment isn't just about relationships, then what is it? Well, secure attachment is an internal experience of safety, trust, and emotional resilience, one that impacts all of your relationships, not just your romantic ones. A securely attached person navigates friendships with confidence, setting boundaries instead of overgiving or avoiding connection, feels stable in professional relationships, advocating for their needs and trusting their own judgment. They handle dating with emotional resiliency, enjoying the process rather than feeling anxious or overinvested or too afraid of rejection to even try. They also have a strong relationship with themselves. They know what their worth is, and that is not dependent on external validation. So you want to ask yourself, can I express my needs without a debilitating fear of rejection? Do I feel at peace with being single, or do I use independence to avoid emotional vulnerability? When dating, can I handle uncertainty without overanalyzing every interaction or feeling the need to control the outcome? Do I trust myself to make the right choices in relationships? Do I allow myself to be emotionally open and vulnerable, or do I shut down the intimacy as a way to protect myself? How would you answer these questions? Let me know in the comments below. So let's talk about 3 steps to develop security within yourself so you can experience deeper, healthier, and more fulfilling connections really in every area of your life. So step 1, get comfortable in your body and connect to its wisdom. Now, the first step is to tune into your body and learn how to hold space for your emotions rather than reacting to them impulsively. Because emotions are energy moving through the body. And when you feel triggered, it is often a big emotional signal pointing towards an unmet need. Now, many people with insecure attachment rush to fix, avoid, or numb these emotions instead of listening to them. But secure attachment isn't about suppressing feelings. It's about expanding your capacity to hold them without losing yourself. So, for example, my student Ava always prided herself on being strong and self-sufficient. She handled breakups by throwing herself into work, convinced that if she just stayed busy enough, she wouldn't have to deal with loneliness. If she felt anxious, she'd distract herself with scrolling, over-exercising, or fixing other people's problems instead. But underneath all that, the deeper truth was that her inner child did not trust her. Whenever she felt emotional discomfort, her instinct was to escape it. And because she never fully acknowledged her own emotional needs, she kept attracting partners who dismissed them as well. Now, through our work together, Ava learned how to take a pause instead of numbing out. For example, she might do a simple exercise like placing a hand on her heart, taking a deep breath, and asking herself, what is my inner child actually feeling right now? What does little Ava need? This simple pause gave her greater capacity to sit with her emotions, feel them fully, and give them a place to go. Now, some days that simply meant offering herself more reassurance. Other days it was taking time to rest. But slowly her body stopped feeling like a battlefield, and she built a new kind of trust. One where she didn't see her big emotions as her biggest enemies, but instead as her biggest guides. By expanding her emotional capacity, instead of avoiding her feelings, Ava started choosing partners who were actually capable of emotional intimacy because she had finally become emotionally available to herself. Now, the second step is shifting from performing to beingness. So, for example, most of her life, Ava believed that love had to be earned. She was the kind of person who made relationships work by being accommodating, people-pleasing, and always doing more. She dated men who took her for granted, convinced that if she just did enough, then they'd eventually love her the way that she wanted to be loved. But after taking my course, Ava realized that she had never actually tested whether these partners were capable of meeting her needs, because she never let herself have them in the first place, because she was too scared to name and claim what she really needed, worried that that would make her appear burdensome or too much. So Ava set a new intention. No more shrinking herself, no more over-explaining, no more proving herself. And at first that felt really foreign. She caught herself wanting to over-apologize or over-explain why she needed something. But instead, she practiced saying things simply and directly. For example, instead of, I know you're busy and I don't want to be a burden, but would you maybe have time to talk? She would say things like, hey, I miss you and I'd love to connect this week. What day works for you? Instead of saying, I understand you don't feel the same way, I just wanted to put it out there. She would say things like, I like you and I'd love to see where this goes. What are your thoughts? For the first time, Ava let people see her for who she actually was, not the version of herself she thought they would like best. And that gave them the option to choose her for who she really was, or to just excuse themselves from her path. And even though rejection still stung, she came to regard rejection as the universe's way of protecting her from what just was not meant for her. And then something extraordinary happened. Instead of waiting around for breadcrumbs, she stopped trying to prove her worth, and the right people started showing up. By stepping out of this cycle of performing for love, Ava realized she never had to chase what was truly meant for her. Now, the final step is to rediscover creativity and playfulness within yourself and within your relationships. People with insecure attachment often take love very seriously, and they're constantly scanning for signs of rejection, overanalyzing every interaction, and putting immense pressure on themselves to get it right. But secure attachment isn't only about stability, it's about flexibility, spontaneity, and the ability to experience fun and joy in connection. Now, for most of her life, Ava admired people who seemed effortlessly confident in relationships, people who could flirt, could laugh, and let love unfold naturally instead of micromanaging every detail. But when it came to her own dating life, she was kind of stuck in a cycle of overthinking and self-protection. So whenever she liked someone, she'd immediately start assessing. How serious are they about me? Where is this going? Her inner monologue was all about control, trying to think her way into a safe and perfectly predictable and protected situation. But after exploring her connection to her body into her own creativity through my program and rediscovering her playfulness, something inside of her was able to soften. She was able to get out of the mental hamster wheel and realize that the version of herself that she brought into her dating experiences was a very carefully curated, hypervigilant version shaped by fear rather than by genuine enjoyment and curiosity. So she created a new intention to bring creativity and play back into her relationships. And that didn't mean bringing recklessness. It meant letting go of the need to predict, perfect, and plan every moment of connection. Instead of strategizing the right thing to say, she spoke in the moment and let conversations unfold naturally. Instead of worrying about where things were going, she focused on how it felt right now and whether she was genuinely having fun. It wasn't that she didn't have desires or standards for a committed relationship, but instead of rushing the process, she let it happen, focusing on the next step right in front of her. And for the first time in years, Ava felt joy and connection without a fear of loss, and she was finally able to get out of her head and into her heart. And the best part? This lightheartedness didn't just improve her dating life, it changed the way that she interacted with everyone. She became more present in her friendships, more adventurous in trying new things, and more willing to experience life without overthinking it. Because true security isn't just about feeling safe in a relationship, it's about feeling free in them. Now, by committing herself to fun and to creative practices in my attachment courses, Ava finally felt like she'd accessed that freedom for herself. But I'll let Ava tell you in her own words.
I was very much looking at stopping unhealthy patterns that I've been repeating all my life in intimate relationships. So I could intellectually see those patterns, but I was unable to break out of them. The course to me has been very helpful in releasing emotions through a lot of the experiential activities. So the combination of the two things to me has been an absolute winner, very, very different to anything else I've done before. Looking at the emotions, looking at where they are, looking at the colors, that helped me know what I actually felt, because I actually didn't know how I felt. I don't necessarily think they're negative emotions anymore. I think they're alert systems, which is quite different. This is as well at looking at the family compositions and the energies between the family members. And that was incredibly useful to see. Make some very, very big life changes since I've done this course. Definitely worth it. Yes. Do not hesitate. It will help you feel your emotions, go to your body and kind of process through that. So I would say just do it. I think it was definitely very worth doing this course.
Isn't that inspiring? Now, after 20 years of working with more than 6,000 students and clients, I've discovered that you don't have to wait until you're fully healed to experience security and love. You can start shifting today, and you can do it without overthinking, chasing, or forcing yourself into exhausting self-improvement loops. Most approaches to attachment healing focus on mindset shifts alone, but you can't think your way into secure attachment. You have to feel through it. And so what makes my attachment courses so powerful is that they focus on creativity and embodied transformation. More specifically, we integrate somatic and art therapy techniques because your body holds your attachment patterns. And we need to approach that on a deep energetic level. We also use guided visualizations and meditations to rewire the subconscious beliefs keeping you stuck in an anxious or avoidant cycle while connecting to your intuitive and spiritual self. And so instead of just understanding attachment theory, you will feel shifts happening in your daily life, from how you respond to triggers, to how you interact in relationships, to how you trust yourself at a core level. Now, if you'd like to learn more, you can check out a link attached to this video and take a quick and easy attachment styles quiz. After answering 3 quick questions, you will be taken to a results page that will walk you through the strengths, struggles, and growth challenges for your specific attachment style. You'll also receive a special offer on the course that is the right starting point for you. Okay, so let's wrap this up with some final thoughts. Secure attachment is not about finding the perfect partner or achieving a flawless relationship. It's about how you relate to yourself, your emotions, and the world around you. Most people assume that they need a secure partner to become secure, because they've spent years chasing love through external validation, avoiding their emotions, or trying to fix themselves to be worthy of connection. But today we learned that secure attachment is an internal state of being, one that you can cultivate right now, even while you're single. And from this new perspective, we can now understand that the real challenge isn't about getting someone to love us. It's about learning to trust ourselves, express our needs authentically, and embrace joy and playfulness in our relationships. And so the biggest shifts really come from expanding our emotional capacity rather than avoiding difficult feelings, stepping into our authenticity instead of performing for love, and reclaiming playfulness as a path to deeper connection in our lives. This means letting go of old beliefs, like I have to prove my worth for someone to choose me, or I need to have it all figured out before I can be loved, or if I let down my guard, I will be hurt. And instead, we're going to embrace new, more empowering beliefs like my emotions are my guides, not a burden. I am worthy of love just as I am. And love can be joyful, spontaneous, and free. Now, if you're ready to break free from anxious and avoidant patterns and experience deep, secure, and fulfilling relationships, you can click the link attached to this video and take the Quick and Easy Attachment Styles quiz. Learn more about your attachment style and a proven experiential approach to shifting from self-doubting to self-sovereign, using techniques that go beyond theory and lead to real transformations, even if you are single. Thank you for joining me and watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, and share with someone who needs this message. Your support means the world to me, and I look forward to continuing this journey with you. Wishing you a week filled of self-trust, connection, and love.